I got the notes for properties of logarithms. So there are three properties of logarithms. The first one we have is the product rule. So the product rule says that if I'm adding two logarithmic operations, I can multiply what's being logarithms being performed on. So log of r plus log of s would be log of r times s. Quotient rule is their opposite. So since subtraction is the opposite of addition, the operation over here is the opposite, r over s. And the power rules we actually used before. Like I said, we use it the other way to pull our exponents out front to solve logarithm or exponential equations, but you can also use it to return the coefficient back to the exponent. Now all of this is done so that we can combine logarithms and eventually solve logarithmic equations. Just as a note of the order these are done in, power rule is always done first because before we can add or subtract our logs, they cannot have coefficients, so we need to move the exponent up first. Okay, so for condensing logs, the first thing you look for is any coefficients. Because those have to be rewritten, as exponents. Since this is a subtraction, this is an example of the quotient rule. So what I can do is I divide the two quantities. So here I've got a coefficient. So that coefficient goes back to becoming an exponent. This is addition, so it is product rule. So this would be the log of ck to the r. So this one we have two coefficients, so they both have to become exponents. So b to the 7th log c to the z. Addition is product rule, so multiply the two things together, b to the z, or b to the 7, c to the z. Only one coefficient here, so log a to the d plus log c. Addition means product rule, so multiply the two things together, so a to the d, c. Okay, so number 5, now we start getting numbers, so we can eventually actually evaluate kind of and simplify. So no coefficients on this one, so we can go straight to the product rule. So log base b, so product rule says multiply the things together, so 9 times 2. So this would be log base b of 18. Number 6 here, we got a coefficient, so this would be log base b of 6 plus log base b of 2 squared. So this would be log base b of 6 times 2 squared, because addition. So then if I work out what 6 times 2 squared is, I would get 24. Please be careful, remember your order of operations. Exponents come before multiplication, so it's 2 squared 4 times 6, 24, not 6 times 2, 12 squared, 144. So exponents come before the multiplication. Okay, and our last one, we've got one coefficient there. So log b 8 plus log b 2 squared. So it's actually almost exactly like this problem, just with slightly different numbers. So work out what that times 2 squared. So log b 2 squared is 4 times 8 is 32. And that's the end of the section.